Hello fellow pilots, I'm Major Payne and this is first episode of Airbase Briefings where we are going to talk about news in a game, events and any important topics which bother our players in our game. So today we will have a news and we will have three other topics, which is cheaters, cheat mods and matchmaking and Airbase, which we don't have in the game but we would like to have it. So let's get into it. So in the beginning, I want to say that some players just simply don't understand the mechanics and they make foolish accusations. But that doesn't mean that there is no cheat in a game. There are cheats in a game. Like in this map here, we have Asian border map. It's full of clouds, and there is some modification which can remove all the clouds on any map, and that actually gives you big advantage because if you don't have a cloud you can aim better on enemy planes. You just see the marker. If it's a cloud you can just see the marker. You cannot really see the plane which is turning, dodging you, so that gives you a huge advantage and that should be treated as a cheat. Clouds are not only a visual effect. I explained that in one of my previous video about spotting system. Now this is how the map is looking with this mod on. So this is the guy who placed this video on YouTube, so he definitely doesn't seem to see this as a cheat, or at least not afraid to place this video. So you see clearly, you can see everything in the middle of the map. There is no clouds at all, and this is huge advantage in fight. If you can see where is the enemy turning straight away, because clouds not going to allow you to see the enemy turning in which direction. Just the same spot. I'm on training room and I just want to show you what you see without this mod. That's what the 99% of players can see. So you can clearly notice that this is a problem, and that's another map where this guy is using that mod and he have no clouds. So even bomber pilot can benefit from that because he can clearly see the ground targets. But most of all, I will say that any player who's doing bow and zoom tactic can use that mod mostly because you can clearly see the enemy which you are attacking from above. And if you do have a cloud, then you can't really aim if you dodge. Like in this case here, that's a training room. I have the same map, the same spot, but I have clouds. If I go above those clouds and attack the enemy plane, I won't be able to accurately aiming. So there is a problem. I even mentioned this problem in one of my previous video about Messerschmitt 410. Just take a look on a clip.
In the next fight, it is worth saying that the slowing down is good. It gives more time, and it is also difficult for enemy to assess the speed of yours, so a good pilot can go right in front of your nose. And I had to add that never go for dogfight in clouds. I lost a few times because when he starts to dodge, we do not see where he go. So remember, such clashes cannot be in the clouds.
So here is mine and many other players' question to the game developers. Do they have any plan to fight those cheaters, or at least recognize those modifications as a cheats? Because there's many more modifications which can be easily identified as a cheats, but I just choose to show you this one because it's easy to find on YouTube, but there is more than that. So let's move to another problem, which is matchmaking. So as you very well know, in our game we have players and bots in any match. So the problem is that if there are players up like in here on tier 7, in enemy team there is no player on tier 7 plane. There are only bots, and this is quite unfair. So it's not about that we have to play against upper tier. Obviously this is not nice, but that's the common thing. Other games have even worse. You have to play upper 2 tiers higher in many games. So World of Warplanes is not so bad in this case, but this is very unfair. If in my team we have players on tier 7 and in enemy team there are players on tier 6 and there is no player on tier 7, so that's pretty unfair. They only have bots on tier 7, and this is like easy fix. That's doable, is it? Like, how can we fix that? Very easily. If we move my plane into enemy plane, like, yeah, and we swap the bot and we put the bot back to my team, and we can do the same with enemy players on tier 6. We take one of the enemy players on tier 6, we put into my team, and from my team we take one of the bots and swap to another team. So that's going to be very easy fix, yeah? So the enemy team cannot say that they don't have players on tier 7, and that would be pretty fair. And you have to be aware how frustrating is that for many players. Like later on in this battle, as you see here, the guy simply quit the game. He get pissed off and he just left the game. And myself and my friends quite often see this. We found ourselves in that kind of matches where we are up against higher tier, but in my team there is no players on that tier. There's no players, or there's no play like tier 7. We play tier 7 planes against players which play on tier 8. But in my team there are no players on tier 8. They just bots on tier 8. That's pretty unfair, and I think that's very easy to fix. So I hope that developers will see that problem soon. Okay, so the last of the outright of mine and many other players is the airbase. Let's call it airbase. And where the hell is it? Like, come on, guys. World of Warships have this port, all those bonuses that help to create this community. Clan members stick together and so on. World of Tanks have the stronghold, and they have the same thing. They collect some resources and they build the stronghold. They have bonuses from that, so this is great stuff. And I don't think this is very expensive to do, or to develop that. And that's only gonna create a benefit for the World of Warplanes. And just I want to have it to say that because it's really something what bother me, because I like this game. I would like this game to be developed in the right direction. I think this kind of airbase, or whatever you call it, will be great for all the players. And even the clan battles, that doesn't have to be 10 against 10. You can start from some duels, 3 against 3, only weekends, stuff like this. Even like in World of Warships, you have this seasons of clan battles. You can have some mercenaries and stuff like that, so that can be all done. I think we have enough players at the moment in a game, at least every weekend, to start something like that, and that will be a great benefit for the game. Okay, so there is a news. A new plane is coming, and it's tier 7 in European tech tree. It's Italian fighter, first plane of Italian nation. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be an interesting time. It's coming soon. Some grinding event for it probably. So let's take a look on the parameters of the plane. RE 2005 Sagittario. It's a beautiful plane, real plane from World War II. So what we have to work here is 3 20mm cannons and 2 heavy machine guns 12mm. So those machine guns have damage output 30 per second. So that's not great compared to German heavy machine guns, 30mm heavy machine guns, which have much more. So that doesn't seem to like the best firepower. It's pretty okay, but far away from the best, and that's why on gun armament scale it's only 19. So those 20mm cannons have ranged 720 meters, which is not bad. Damage is like 90 per second, so it's pretty much like in German fighter. Now, engine is DB106, so it's a German engine, very good one, and that gives him speed, maximum speed, without any bonuses, 670 km per hour, so it's pretty good, but it's not the same as German light fighters, like BF109G and BF109K6 have much better. Maybe not much better, but still a little bit better. And maneuverability, this is interesting. So it seems to look like it's maneuverable light fighter, but it's not. So average turn time is 11.4. So that means this plane is more maneuverable than BF109K6, but it's much less maneuverable than BF109G. So I don't have to mention that there is no way to go into turn fight with any Spitfires or stuff like this. Yes. So this is definitely something like boom and zoom. He have to rely on speed and altitude, not on his maneuverability. So pretty interesting plane. Survivability is only 300 hit points, so nothing exciting here. It's the same as German light fighters. And altitude performance, optimum altitude is 2000, rate of climb is 128.2 meters per second, so it's pretty not that great as German Messerschmitt, that's for sure, and 200 meters less optimum altitude than Messerschmitt. So something in between Messerschmitts and other light fighters, more maneuverable ones. So definitely it's not going to be the best tier 7, I guess, but it's an interesting plane because he is more maneuverable than K6, but he have more firepower than BF109G and many other planes. So quite interesting, but I don't. From what I see here on paper doesn't seem to look like it's really good plane on tier 7. It's something a bit more like an average, and it's not going to be easy to play, definitely. So we'll see, but that's the specification we have here. And yeah, I definitely gonna go for this plane and do this event, and you can be sure that there will be a full review of this plane when I have my hands on it. And yeah, that's it for today. I think that's enough, and I hope you guys enjoyed, found it useful, and I invite you to any discussion in comment section about the topics I raise. And yeah, take care guys, see you in next one.